Hey, welcome back to another episode of Defkon City. Tonight's episode features Blockhead, whose new album, Downtown Science, is out now on Independent Records. I met Blockhead and talked about his various projects, touring, and state of hip hop. So, enjoy the show.
Hi. How you doing?
Pretty good. So, tell me about Blockhead.
Well, Blockhead is my alias that I go by. I'm a producer from New York. I do hip-hop production with underground rappers for the most part, and also have an instrumental album. I started out rapping at first when I was like in 92, 93. I was rapping, and I was in a group, and I just realized at one point that my voice was kind of crappy. So I decided that that'd be a good idea to move away from that. And I got a sampler in like '95, and pretty much just went from there. When I was in I'd always written stuff when I was really young, but then I just actually started trying to kick it when I was 50. And I sucked. I mean, I definitely sucked. There's no question about it.
Did you guys perform out?
Yeah, we did. It was me and three other guys in this group called the Overground, and we had we did our shows for 15 people at the Spiral. we never really had that. It was fun. It was kind of like the White Souls of Mischief, kind of. White Far Side. I'd always collect samples, and I didn't have anywhere to use them. And then a friend of mine got a sampler, and I'd take him to his house and to be like, do it. You can do all the pad work and everything. But then eventually I was just fuck it, I should just get my own sampler and do this on my own. Why not?
Were you just doing it in your bedroom?
Yeah, I mean, I still do it in my bedroom. It's still, it's the way I do it hasn't changed since the first day. It's I'm a little more refined.
Right.
I know how to make drums now as opposed to wilding out a little too much and getting a little crazy on the pads. Yeah, exactly. Trying to do crazy fills and stuff. I don't do that anymore.
Sure.
I dropped out of college in like '95, and I was pretty much like, what the hell can I do with my life? And I was doing this, and I was like, heavily into hip hop. Like that's like what my main focus was. And I was still kind of rapping at the time, but I was kind of at the same time thinking that that's not really going to pan out to anything that will ever become more than just a thing I do for fun. And I started making beats, but I met Aesop in college, and he was like the first rapper I met. Well, who I was like, oh, he's actually really good. Like he's like on a different plane of emceeing than like me and my friends who would just kind of joke around and freestyle about stupid shit all day. So yeah, I started doing stuff with him, and we were good friends, and it was him that got picked up on, rightfully so, being that he was the good rapper out of all of us, and I just kind of went with it, and like I worked with him, and I just kind of stayed working with him. That definitely he definitely was the big reason why I'm at all have a career at all.
Train buffers, my fancy, objects the boogie delivering eye candy. Float to the muck with a clutch when I tried it. Never give a fuck how far high. You are dealing with a reborn escalate. Poltergeist of rocks. Sidewalks like the stuck with the bus stop. Would must not sleep under the invader. No batter, no summer cable. Wired on a raven, play box on a facelift. Rock on a makeshift spirit. Y'all just a funny moniker with a couple of fresh records on banging hands. Tied up with the jookies on the guest list. Walk for that. Metal train grab brainiac. Walk for them, not a limelight. Water pistolets have been crimson when I'm multi-million tin and tuck traditional rituals out the hearts of starving children. I'm renting and see the city bleeding from the satellite. Formed by the corporate war drums for quarter poorly. Dirty dub band. Bruised by the user with pallets. Chewed out of two delivered maggots. Dino DNA and color strike no chase. Stars attacks colorful. This rappers and motherships. Hazy days to stay purple. Sips with a Z bargain like crazy Eddie commercials. That work with a dirt devil. Burn train buffers. High. Shoot the way your little parasol spins by. Suck my knee in the full dick. Catapult spin. Moves in the screws and bolts. And all they heard screws go. Both soaked in both that radio. Mama mayhem fine. Suicidal eye full of plastic. Bang. No bad, no double cables. No bad, no double cables. Catapult, jump, motherfucker, no bad, catapult, jump, motherfucker, they only came to fuck the name, stuck to the train, that's the textbook page, my seat up and playing, catapult, jump, motherfucker, no bad, catapult, jump, motherfucker, okay, curators cater to killers of innovators, I'm a stick, no bad, no double cables, so train buffers like a headlock, head pop, they're for the graphic, concrete visionary, cave painters screaming loose in the cuffs, cave paintings get the natural history feather just, pick a lust, limo 10 stretch the DeLorean chrome, sitting on 20s, then I won't to the stove, burning my laundry, low pro, fuck up jeans, back in the party, spitting cane meats, fly to the balconies in a heartbeat, Sabreton, catalog, city or little, running the ranks and danger to claim maximum efficiency, and this and that dope, the line of blind winging pine guards, and had it while I'm blinking to the map most, find you, grab my prison violator, shots for the war gamer system, now the architects are rioting, cause we built something different, how the fuck short shot evolution, not my business, my elephant television was on, great soda, great ape, green space, cozy, and DGI show, transformer, Herculoid, Thundercat, Voltron, speed racer, space ghoster, kiss up like a man in a kiss with Caroline fingertips, C44 chamber skips. Oh shit. They say his eyes were spiraling back when he hit the map, no first words. Oh, it's like that? Started bending spoons and ripping apples, had a lady walks with a secret unit trying to interpret the baby tour. Train bumpers, right turn with a Mr. Iceberg line. You don't like her kind, do you? Junkyard dog, hot tin roofs, cradle kittens with a subpart floors. Rapping is my radio, graffiti is my TV. B-boys keep them windmills breezy. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, back up. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, okay. Yo, it came from up the name, stuck to the train, that's the textbook page, and I'm seed up in flames. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, back up. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, okay. Curators cater to killers of innovators, I'm a state, no back, no double cables. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, back up. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, okay. Yo, it came from up the name, stuck to the train, that's the textbook page, and I'm seed up in flames. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, back up. Catapult, yo, motherfucker, okay. Curators cater
first. He did an album and EP before his first label album came out, and I did like a track on each of those. But his first label album, I did probably like 70% of. And his first 2 albums, I did like the majority of the production. Once I started doing my own like a solo album, and I did a comedy album on Dumb Jokes with my friend Jared. That was dealing with label people. It definitely, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Labels are weird, even on any level. On any level, it's even from a major label to independent, like a decent sized independent label, you're gonna be dealing with some bullshit. It's funny, like Mush Records, the one that people that put out Float, wanted me to make an instrumental album for them, but they're kind of a shitty label, and and I made it, and they weren't returning my calls. I got a manager around that time, and he just basically kind of shopped it around, and somehow it just wound up at Ninja Tune in London, and they loved it. They're kind of the shit out there in London. I didn't realize that,
Right.
but now I know, and yeah, and then they just kind of like, it's weird. It's one of those weird cases where your demo actually gets you signed, and that's, I mean, that doesn't happen much. When my first album came out, I went on tour. I was like the low end of the totem pole on this like big tour with Kid Koala and Amon Tobin, and that was cool, whatever. It was like short, it was like 10 dates here and then 10 dates in Europe, and then but it was nice. It was like big buses and since then my tours have been kind of like overnight drives in a van. But the first one I got spoiled. I was like, oh man, it's like a tour bus with like, it's a toilet on the bus. I'm not a huge fan of touring. I mean, it's mainly because of like what I do live, like as a producer, like I'm an in-studio producer. It's kind of hard to convert that to stage. So the first tour I DJ'd, and I don't DJ. Like I can't blend records. I never learned that shit. So like I was just playing records. I was playing my records.
Right.
Anything I'd done with rappers, just random whatever records I had, and it was pretty bullshit. Pretty bullshit, I gotta say. And so then the next tour I learned I learned Ableton Live, which is a program for my Mac. I make a set and I have a framework of it, and then all the little pieces that kind of weave in and out of it, I'm just kind of like putting in and dropping out, and putting effects on them, and it's just just kind of interact. It's like live sequencing basically. Well, I toured with DJ Signify this year actually. We had like 3 week tours together, and he's actually from New York and actually went to the same high school as me.
Oh.
Randomly enough, yeah. But he's a little older than me, and I don't know. We became friends, and we played basketball together. And I was like, hey man, you want to DJ while I do this thing? And he's down. I think he's down to tour with me because he's working on his new album. He doesn't really to promote right now, so he's down to come out with me. I mean, we'll see. Hopefully he'll be able All the albums I do in Ninja Tunes so far, well, the new one's going to be instrumental, the last one was instrumental. I mean, I might venture away from that in the next one, but I'm running out of beats. Not really. No, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just doing instrumental stuff for them, and then because I do work with MCs, so it's like I can do both, you know. And if I did an album with rappers, I'd want to do it all. I want to do a compilation with like all rappers and no beats, no instrumental. I keep them separated. I worked with Cage on his new album. I've worked with Murs. I did some stuff with Slug and Idea from Atmosphere. Idea came out with a compilation. I worked with Vortal. I'm looking at my wall. I don't know. See, I worked with Chase Phoenix. I worked with Despot, Hangar 18, Illogic. Who else? Yeah, and this guy Despot is on Ninja Tune. I mean, I'm sorry, on Def Jokes, who's hopefully gonna finish his album in the next 2 years. But yeah, no, I've worked and kind of random. This guy Low Deck, who's really dope, who's kind of in between labels. I did some stuff with him. It's a lot of local people and some random one-offs here and there.
And is that track by track, or is that like entire albums?
Oh, they're mostly track by track. I haven't done a whole album with anyone. I haven't done like a full. That'd be a dedication right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. There's plenty of rappers I would do that with, but it's time consuming, and it'd have to be like the right thing. It'd have to be the right deal really to work out. And have a label and everything. But, I think the state of hip hop is pretty weird right now. I mean, honestly, I tend to listen to a lot of older stuff. I don't really listen to a lot of new stuff. I kind of fell out of the zone. I fell out of the whole like being aware of what's going on. Like, if I go to Fat Beats now, I probably wouldn't even know half the shit on the wall. Like I feel like when Stretch and Bob went off the air, like when they really went off the air, not when they like kept going for another 6 years. But that was kind of the end of it for me as far as like trying to keep up with shit, because there's so much shit, and now it's with the internet, it's so easy to get your music out there, and everyone raps, everyone makes beats, and everyone sucks, and it's just like, all right, like it's just kind of overflooding the market, When the Neptunes and Timbaland and Kanye first started, and they're all kind of making beats, that I was like, wow, the mainstream hip hop is really good right now. There's like 5 good mainstream hip hop albums out, and but then I don't know, then this fucking bullshit started coming out. All of a sudden, people have like all these little corny guitar beats and like rapping about girls again. It's like they have to.
Some nights it just gets worse than others, that's all. Some nights it just gets worse.
I feel terrible. But what can we do?
I don't know. It's just a feeling I've got. Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
One record, one groove, picked up by one stylist.
that door. The cutlet door. I'm serious. He's like an image of a glass man. You can't really see him. So we gonna roll with that.
Being in New York, I'm not popular in New York. You know, like I have like a little group of people who know I am in New York, but like it's not like I'm getting stopped in the street. You know, I mean, come on. You know, it's like I don't get stopped in the street anywhere. You know.
Sure.
And like, and the reality of it is like, you know, it's famous. You know, it's people that can't like leave their house, and then there's me who I can go to an Aesop show and no one will say shit to me. So that's like where my fan base would be. So on the internet though, that's where people just kind of get their balls and they're all like, oh, he does this, and it's just really annoying. And like in all, you know, intelligence, I should stay away from it and just kind of be like, oh fuck it, they can say what they want, I don't care.
Right.
But you know, it's hard when someone's saying something and you're like, well, no, you're wrong. It's not even like you suck. I'm like, all right, I suck, fine, I suck. It's like, he doesn't do this, or like, or they compare you to something, and it's just like, what are you talking about? So I spoke back, and it started this huge, like this, just like downpour of, you know, kind of back and forth insults between me and like these two particular guys, and it was kind of funny. But now I have this like, but I was kind of doing it as a joke because I used to get on the internet way back in the days and talk shit with people about other music and just be a real shit talker, and like, you know, I would be the guy who was like talking shit about the artist, and the artist would come talk shit to me. Like that kind of thing. And so I guess it kind of works full circle. Hit me up on MySpace. It's MySpace /Tone Slap, TONESLAP. If you want to get at me through that, but yeah, that's probably a better way of promoting my stuff than the website.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sounds good.
All right. No problem. It was fun.
Oh, hey, buy my album. Downtown Science, Blockhead, Ninja Tune Records.
What?
That wraps it up for Blockhead. You can find out tour dates and more information about Blockhead and other Ninja Tune artists at ninjatune.net. If you're in the New York City area and have an interesting story to share, let me know. I'm looking for independent artists and musicians for future episodes. Drop me a line at info@defkoncity.com or visit defkoncity.com for more information. See you in 2 weeks, and thanks for watching.